I want to talk about a character that I think should play a major role in Mortal Kombat 3, and that's Kuai Liang, the younger brother of Bi-Han and the Sub-Zero most fans know from the games. After the events of the recent movies, it feels like the perfect time to introduce him properly. As we know, Bi-Han's story has already moved in a very different direction. After becoming Noob Saibot, his role in the franchise is no longer that of the heroic ice warrior many players grew up with. That leaves a pretty big gap in the Mortal Kombat universe, and that's exactly where Kuai Liang comes in. For anyone unfamiliar with the games, Kuai Liang becomes Sub-Zero after the death of his older brother. While Bi-Han was often portrayed as cold, ruthless, and willing to do whatever was necessary to complete a mission, Kuai Liang developed a very different reputation. He's still a skilled warrior of the Lin Kuei, but he's also one of the most honorable characters in the series. Over the years, he became one of Earthrealm's most reliable defenders, and eventually one of the central heroes of the Mortal Kombat storyline. That's one of the biggest reasons I think he should appear in Mortal Kombat 3. The movies have already explored the darker side of the Sub-Zero legacy through Bi-Han. Now there's an opportunity to show a completely different side of that same legacy through Kuai Liang. It would create an interesting contrast between the two brothers. One chose a darker path, the other chose to protect people. That alone could create some strong character moments if the films decide to explore their relationship. Another reason is Scorpion. One of the most popular storylines from the games is the evolution of the relationship between Scorpion and Kuai Liang. At first, Scorpion believes all members of the Sub-Zero bloodline are responsible for the tragedy that destroyed his family and clan. Eventually, however, he realizes that Kuai Liang is not the same person as Bi-Han. Over time, what starts as distrust slowly develops into mutual respect. It's one of the more memorable character arcs in the franchise, and it would fit naturally into the movie universe. There's also the Lin Kuei storyline. If Mortal Kombat 3 decides to adapt elements from the games, the Cyber Initiative would be a great place to start. For those who don't know, this was the Lin Kuei's plan to transform its warriors into cybernetic assassins. Characters like Sector and Cyrax became heavily involved in that storyline, while Kuai Liang opposed it. In the games, he refuses to accept what the clan is becoming and eventually rebels against his own people. That story offers a mix of action, conflict, and character development that could work really well in a film. It would also introduce several fan-favorite characters at the same time. Another reason I'd like to see Kuai Liang appear is simply because Mortal Kombat needs a heroic version of Sub-Zero again. The recent films have done a great job showcasing the more intimidating side of the character through Bi-Han. But for many fans, Sub-Zero isn't just a villain. He's one of the franchise's greatest heroes. He's fought alongside Liu Kang, Raiden, and other Earthrealm champions for years. Bringing Kuai Liang into the story would allow the movies to explore that side of the character. And from a visual perspective, there's a lot of potential there too. The ice powers have consistently been some of the most impressive abilities in Mortal Kombat. We've already seen how effective they can look in live action. Giving those abilities to a different character with a different fighting style would help keep things fresh while still feeling familiar. Whether it's ice weapons, defensive techniques, or some of the classic Sub-Zero moves from the games, there's plenty the filmmakers could do with him. At this point, it honestly feels like a natural next step for the franchise. The groundwork is already there. Bi-Han has followed his path. Noob Saibot now exists, and Mortal Kombat 3 has an opportunity to introduce the version of Sub-Zero that many fans have been waiting to see. Of course, we don't know what direction the filmmakers are planning to take. Maybe Kuai Liang becomes a major character immediately. Maybe he's introduced near the end of the movie to set up future stories. Either way, I think he deserves a place in the next chapter of the franchise. The Mortal Kombat universe is at its best when it balances its iconic villains with equally memorable heroes. And Kuai Liang has always been one of the strongest examples of that. But what do you guys think? Should Kuai Liang appear in Mortal Kombat 3? Do you want him to have a major role right away? Or would you rather see the filmmakers save him for a future sequel? And which Mortal Kombat character are you hoping to see next? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you enjoy Mortal Kombat discussions, character breakdowns, and movie theories, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.